Hi everyone, my name's Paula Taylor and this is Tackle the Feelings Before the Behavior, or TFBB, which is my approach to emotional regulation and healing. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about toxicity. We hear the word toxic and toxic environments, and the toxicity is getting to me, and we use it. It's a pop psychology phrase these days, a little bit. And people seem to know what it means, but do we really think about it? And do we think about it on an emotional level, which is the level I want to speak about today, because that's what Tackle the Feelings is all about. And what I've noticed, because I'm very sensitive to toxicity, I'm a sensitive soul in general. I'm an empath and, just feel the world. I feel things very deeply, and to me, it's quite a gift. But the downside of that kind of thing, especially if you're very tuned into your emotions and alignment and all that kind of thing, puppy, if you're tuned into all of that stuff, is anxiety comes a lot if you are in the wrong environment or around the wrong people. And we kind of understand anxiety a little bit. That's toxicity. We feel all those symptoms of anxiety and burnout from toxicity. But what we don't think about underlying all of that is disgust. And disgust is often what the anxiety is protecting. And disgust is the warning system that tells us if something is harmful for us, if something's going to make us sick. And so what we see in coping mechanisms in toxicity, I'm sorry if you can hear that. My puppy's got the hot water bottle. But what we see is all those vices to cope with disgust: the overeating, the substance abuse, the sleeping too much or too little, or doing things that just make you feel gross, make you feel yuck about yourself, revolting, repellent. And it feels a lot like shame, belonging and acceptance and all of that stuff about where you fit in with other people in the world come into play. And it can be very lonely and it can be very depleting. And a toxic environment doesn't just go away. It's one of those things that we actually need to change. We need to change it ourselves. We need to stand up for ourselves, a bit like we do in shame. And we have to look at, are we not belonging because there's something wrong with us, or we are harmful people, or are we just in a toxic environment for us? So the environment might not be toxic in general, but for us, toxicity is not in alignment. It is harmful to us. It's draining. It's not on our path. It is doing something to harm us emotionally some way. That is toxicity. And that is what I want people to understand, is that we will get this often. It is, again, a warning sign to tell us it's time to move. It's time to change. We need to get out of the comfort zone, because if we reflect on a toxic environment, it is not comfortable. The change that we fear is probably less uncomfortable than what's going to come in toxicity. So it's just worth thinking about, I think, the disgust element especially. Anxiety is the warning. Anxiety, and then all the vices from that disgust trigger, like I mentioned before. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. Take care. Bye.